Technology streaming, for instance, find out about its growing global appeal from the biggest names in opera today and two of the superstars of the future. That's the new series, Take Me to the Opera, with me, Zainab Badawi, on BBC World News.
This is BBC World News. I'm Geeta Gurumurthy. Our top stories. 2 crew members are reportedly killed after an Israeli-operated oil tanker is attacked by a drone off the coast of Oman. China battles its worst COVID outbreak since the beginnings of the pandemic in Wuhan. All 9 million residents of Nanjing are being tested. In Japan, a state of emergency is extended in Tokyo and other regions after record-breaking numbers of coronavirus cases across the country. The Prime Minister says the virus is spreading with unprecedented speed. And a shock defeat for the world's top tennis player. Novak Djokovic is knocked out in the Olympic semi-finals.
I'm Lucy Hawkins from Tokyo. It is day 7 of the Olympics, the midpoint of these games, with the medal tallies and COVID cases rising.
Hello and welcome to BBC World News. There's been another attack on an oil tanker in the Arabian Sea, with concerns in Israel that Iran is responsible. In the latest incident, the Israeli company Zodiac Maritime said 2 crew members on an oil tanker it operates died in what it's called a suspected piracy incident. The vessel was in the northern Indian Ocean near Oman when Israel says it was attacked by a drone. One of the crew who died was British and the other Romanian. The vessel, Mercer Street, is continuing to sail to a safe location. Well, I'm joined now by our security correspondent, Frank Gardner. Frank, what more is known about this?
Well, this is quite a serious escalation, and it certainly doesn't look like piracy. An investigation was begun fairly soon afterwards. It took place late in the afternoon yesterday, about 150 nautical miles, that's about 250 roughly kilometers northeast of the Omani port of Duqm. And what Israeli television is saying, quoting an unnamed Israeli official, was that it was attacked by an explosive drone. Now, usually in piracy attacks, it's very unusual for anybody to be killed. Piracy attacks are quite rare now because most of the ships either have escorts or they've got armed guards on board. So they're nothing like the level that they were at 10 years ago. So the suspicion is that this is some kind of state-backed terrorism. And certainly the Israeli media is pointing the fingers at Iran. There's no immediate word from Iran. And in the past, Iran has denied any part in such attacks. The ship itself was carrying no cargo. It was on the way from the port of from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, going to the port of Fujairah in the United Arab Emirates. And it has been escorted for the last leg of its journey by the US Navy.
What would be the reasoning, if it's possible to work that out from Iran's point of view, if it was behind this?
Well, we are in the world of hypothesis here because the investigation hasn't been completed. But there is no question that there is an undeclared shadow war taking place between Iran and Israel, where they have been attacking each other's interests. In the case of Israel, they have made no secret of the fact that they're trying to slow down Iran's nuclear program. And although they've never admitted it openly, they've certainly hinted that they've played a part in the sabotage attacks, for example, in Natanz on some of the nuclear facilities. But offshore, in the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, the Northern Indian Ocean, there have been a number of mysterious explosions on board ships. Iran, for example, has a fairly stationary ship that's at the bottom of the Red Sea. That had some explosions on board, and there have been Israeli shipping that have come under attack as well. So it's this undeclared shadow war where the two countries are very carefully calibrating what they do, not to cause too much pain, but enough to keep the other one, make the other one uncomfortable.
Okay, Frank Gardner for now, security correspondent, many thanks indeed. A coronavirus outbreak in China, centered on the main airport of the eastern city of Nanjing, has spread to 5 provinces and at least 13 cities, including Beijing. Recorded cases are so far low, with only around 200 people infected. However, according to state media, this represents China's worst outbreak since Wuhan in 2020. Earlier, a Chinese health official stated that the first case was likely to be from a flight from Russia to Nanjing, and that it may have spread to staff after cleaning protocols weren't followed.
Hi, Vladimir.
Virus
hello,
in
just
early
wait a second.
reported COVID-19 cases among cabin cleaners is consistent with an imported case reported on flight CA 910 arriving in Nanjing from Russia on July the 10th. After investigation, we found that cleaners did not strictly follow anti-epidemic guidelines after cleaning the cabin of the flight, and some of them may have contracted the virus as a result. The infection further spread to other colleagues.
Well, BBC Chinese's Hao Zhang gave us an update on the situation in China and how the authorities are dealing with this outbreak.
This moment, I guess there's a high, almost emergency mode in China, and people are being tested in multiple cities.
All right. Good evening, Alina. Good evening, Vadim. It's so good to have you here tonight. So just say hello to each other and greet each other, please.
Hi,
Hello.
Alina.
How are you?
I'm super cool. How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
Now you want to share some news? Probably, Alina, I haven't heard from you for a while. Maybe you will share a little bit because we talked with Vadim with the previous class. Okay.
Okay, I now have many I don't know, many things that I have to do. I swim in the swimming pool 3 times a week. I run in the morning and doing some exercises for my back in the gym because in the summer I decide to do something with my health because almost all of us have certain types of life, and I too, and
Me too.
what?
Me too.
Yeah, and
You should
I
say.
think that in the school time it's so hard to do many sports, so I decided to do something in the summer. And I have very active holidays, and sometimes I walk with my friends, and my parents are in vacation now, not in vacation. They have weekends, and we go to the country for 3 days, and for me it's very pleasant to be in the country and to admire the nature.
All right, Alina, just remind me a little bit about yourself. I have forgotten, sorry about that. Where are you from? What kind of school do you go to? And just a little bit of information, please.
I am from Tula, and I study at Physics and Maths Lyceum. I finished the 10th grade, and I think that's all. I like reading, and
so it's 10th grade, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So before we move on, just a little bit about the vocabulary, and then we will move on. So today is 30th, excuse me, July 30th, 2021. There is a word, sedentary way of life. That's what you were saying about sitting, way of life. Sedentary it is called, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, then you know that I walk with my friends. Yeah, it's you know, just you have to think about the word, the Russian word. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, if you think of the meaning of the Russian word гулять, probably you will not be able to translate it because it's something like загул, разгул, something like, you know, with, it's an old word. It has no meaning like what you have it now. And that is why you cannot translate it like into the English language. So what you usually, in English, you usually give some specific thing which you do, oh, excuse me, some specific thing which you do. Like, for example, we hang out with friends. We do something. We go cruising. We go cruising. That depends on what you were doing. You know, you have to be specific. If you want to say about this гулять, the best way is to say to take a walk, to take a walk. But it's again, it's very specific. Like when you say я пошел на прогулку, to take a walk, прогуляться, okay? And so, and then, excuse me. Yeah, you can say to go outside with my friends. It depends on what you do. To go outside with my friends, to spend some time with my friends, and so on. So, but be very careful about this word to go for a walk. It's not a very good meaning in the English language, to go for a walk. Yeah, and then another thing is just some people say we walk in the streets. It's no way to say in English. It's okay. Spend some time with my friends. All right. Then you know that when you say in Russian, yeah. So usually you say I go to a secondary school. The type which in Russia is called lyceum, because they do not have it in America, or they have in some parts in Europe, but not that much. So I go to a secondary school, sorry. The type which in Russia is called lyceum. And I study physics and maths there. So it's just kind of a, okay, you can say something like that. Maths is British, math is American. I mean, maths, that's British. Math is American. So that is why it was underlined. Now, do not forget that this я учусь в лицее, я учусь в школе is I go to school only. I go to, you cannot say I study at school, because study in English, it's very specific. For example, I study physics, I study maths, or when I say I'm studying English right now, you are studying English. That's kind of how we say it. All right. Anyway, that's good. Now, Vadim, how about you? What's new?
I had a workout session last several hours ago, and that was cool because the weather became cool at the morning, in the evening. But despite that, in the midday, it was rather hot. It was really hot.
So which city are you from? Just remind me, please.
I'm from Taliati.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so you're saying that it's really hot in your place today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
We had a period of rains, and that's why the territory became cool. But today, the day was hot.
Okay. Now, any big question to discuss?
I had a question to Alina.
Very good. Excellent.
And what was it? I had a question while she was talking, but now I don't remember it for sure.
Yeah, I will, when you are trying to remember, I will just give some more about the vocabulary. So the Russian, the Russian phrase like "что," in English, we usually, that's the English. You have to use the whole sentence. What's that? What's that? This is how we say in English. Because when you say what, it's a different meaning. It's something like in Russian, что? What? You understand? Alina,
yeah, I understood, but what is the difference? I didn't.
Okay, Alina didn't understand what you said, and she wanted you to say it over again. So, and she said, what? You have to say, you don't have to say what, you have to say, what's that? And then you have to say, I didn't understand what you said, or say it again, say it over again. And so,
Alina, I didn't hear your phrase. Do you want me to repeat?
No, it's
my question?
Everything is fine. Now, you have a question?
Oh, yeah. She said that she had a train for her back, and my first thought was that she had an injury. Maybe, but maybe she just separate trainings into different muscle groups, and that's why she had especially she had back train. And maybe what is the reason she had especially back train?
Okay, my mother said that I have a sedentary way of life, so I may have some problems with my posture. Yeah, and in the future, and in the summer, she say that I can go to the gym, and I think that it's good idea because it's really useful for me and it's really helpful. I haven't any serious problems, but I think that it's useful for everyone in modern world. Because
Have you ever trained before? Have you experienced in trainings?
I played basketball earlier, and I often do some sports, but not not a special type of sport. I like swimming. Okay, I like.
Yeah, you like swimming?
I like swimming and maybe playing basketball and do some exercises for any groups of muscles. And I think that's it.
Okay.
I had a training experience too, and as for me, I didn't have any forbiddens. I should see. I didn't have any. I didn't have any limitation during the 10th grade and even during the 9th grade. I'm speaking about trainings. I didn't limit myself, but only before 2 weeks before the exam, before my first exam, or maybe only in 1 week, I started to train less, and I see the great difference because I can sleep a little less, and I have much clearer concentration, much more clear concentration, and that's it. It helped me, my training experience helped me to study a lot before the exam, before the first exam. I just started repetition in a month before it. I started even earlier, but I repeated my repetition because it's my memory that may forget something, and yeah, that's it.
All right.
I just wanted to say that I didn't limit myself, and in the end, I see that it helped me. It helped me to study a lot.
So as you can see, I think that you can see my screen and you see the etymology dictionary, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why I found it, it's just for you to remember this word. As you can see, it's remaining in one place. It's from Latin language, sitting, remaining in one place. But what is interesting, I was wrong about the pronunciation. I'm so sorry about that. And so that's why I want you to listen to the real pronunciation of this word. Just wait a second. So first of all, we will listen to the British translation, British pronunciation. Now listen, please.
Sedentary.
So it's sedentary.
Sedentary. Okay.
Sedentary.
Okay.
Sedentary.
Can you hear the pronunciation from Google?
Yeah.
I can.
Okay, and now I will give you the American pronunciation, and so just pay attention how I do that. So I use translate google.com, that's for British. And when I type here AS, which means, okay, excuse me, which means Aleutian Islands, or something like that, which is part of the United States of America. So then I will have the American pronunciation. Okay, let's listen to American pronunciation.
Sedentary.
Sedentary.
Mm-hmm.
So the British pronunciation is sedentary. Sedentary, and American is sedentary. Okay, can you repeat both ways?
Alina, you first. You are first.
You can do it together.
What we have to repeat this words?
So first of all,
the kinds of pronunciation.
Pronunciation and then American.
Sedentary and sedentary.
Okay.
No, it's not like that.
Sedentary and sedentary.
Sedentary.
1 second.
Yes.
Sedentary.
Yeah. Sedentary. Yeah, very good. Okay, listen to it over again. So now, yeah, I understand that it's kind of interesting. So right now you will have the British pronunciation and repeat after that.
Sedentary.
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 Sedentary, and then American pronunciation.
Sedentary.
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 Sedentary and sedentary. Why I used this example, because it's a very convenient example for you guys to show the difference between the American and British pronunciation. Like the British pronunciation will be secretary, and American will be secretary. The British will be laboratory, and American laboratory. You know, and you just have to pay attention, like it's in here, sedentary and sedentary. Okay, sedentary and sedentary. You see that?
But what to choose?
Huh?
But what to choose?
Well, you know, according to the rules, according to the regulations of the Russian national exam, and according to the requirements, you are allowed to use any variant. Like you can use American or British. The only thing is that they ask you to do it in a consistent way. So the meaning of consistent way is if you started using the British pronunciation, you should be consistent during the whole exam. You should use the British pronunciation. If you started with the American, then you have to be consistent with the American. You do not switch from British to American and back and forth, you know. This is not allowed. But anyway, just don't think about that much, because everything will be just fine. It's why it's not about the exam. It's about your understanding of real life people talking. So if we do not study this difference, then you will say, hey, this person pronounces in the wrong way. Our teacher taught us that we have to pronounce it like sedentary. And this person pronounces sedentary. He is not correct. My teacher taught us that it should be sedentary. And then you have to say, no, wait a second. It's just the difference in pronunciations. That's the American and the British. Okay. Is that understandable?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. Yeah, very good. So now, any other questions?
Vladimir, you advised me different useful types, and maybe it will be useful for you to block the advertisement in your browser. I don't know how to pronounce browser.
Yeah, browser, that's correct. To block my advertisement, to block the advertisement in my browser. What kind of advertisement? I cannot see any.
For example, when you opened a website, I see that there was advertisement. Well, advertisement is uncountable, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead. It's countable. Why not? One advertisement, two advertisements. It's according to, yeah, go ahead. That's very normal. Do not.
I saw there was advertisement
not break
of,
the most important part is the train of thought. You want to say something which we want to know, to get to know. And when you break this train of thought, it's, yeah, go ahead.
Just I saw some advertisements. Maybe you want to block it. It is done easily without any harmful applications for your computer, because in browser there is a Chrome market when you can find I should see.
Well, of course, I'm using the ad blocker, and this is pretty much enough for me. I think that's the best. So that's.
But as far as I see, it doesn't block everything, yeah?
Well, maybe, but it doesn't bother me, so it's okay with me.
Just you can block also advertisement in YouTube. Maybe it will be useful for you. I just know the expansion of Google Chrome that is called uBlock Origin.
Okay.
And as it is written, it requires less operative memory.
Okay, very good.
It's just written in, and it is compared in different tests.
All right, but yeah, I think that what you're saying is it concerns the cell phone, right?
Cell phone. I should see what is
your telephone.
Telephone? No, it is about computer.
Okay.
Yeah. What is more, in telephone, in a smartphone, there is no way to download expansions.
All right. Application. Okay. Yeah, I understand. So all in all, it doesn't bother me a lot. So probably I will try and use it because you know, I have lots of other stuff to do. So that, yeah, it just distracts me a little bit from my major job. Okay, any other big questions? Alina, do you have a big question to discuss?
I haven't big questions, but I want to ask Vadim. If I remember right, he passed the Russian national exams, and have you already applied to the university, and in which direction?
Yesterday was the last day of applying for university, and I've chosen the direction of programming and coding. It is synonyms, and I must say, you will be surprised that in Kazan Federal University, you can enter the coding program, the program connected with informatics, with IT. If you pass Math, Russian, and English, and it is my way, and I did it, but I didn't know about it. I hadn't know about it before I hadn't known about it before I passed the exam, but after it I saw that there is an ability to enter it, to enter this program with the use of passing English. And one thing is that the programs the same program in another university can't be entered with the use of English. There is only physics and IT to choose. But as for Kazan Federal University or KFU, it is allowed. But what I'm interested in, for me, I didn't know for sure what university I would choose, but I just wanted to pass physics, IT, and English, because I do rather good. I study rather good at them. I study rather good them, yeah. But what subjects are you good at, Alina?
I think I want to take exams for English and 1 second. And social studies, but I study a lot of physics and maths, and I want to take exams of TOEFL maths, but I don't want I don't like physics very much, and I think that I want 1 second. I want to be an economist, or maybe I like the program business informatics in the high school of economics. I think it's cool program because I like economics, and I fond of programming too. So it's really cool for me when these two things are
to combine,
yeah,
yeah.
Combined, yeah. But what?
Yeah.
What's that? Okay, I think that it's really hard to 1 second, to enroll to the high school of economics, but I want to try to do it.
I should say you, and I should give you useful advice, because I know that you can become an economic. You can get economic education in MGU. In MGU, how should I call it in English? Moscow State University, MCU, yeah, and MSU.
You just say Moscow State. That's it.
Moscow State. And what is more, you can pass TOEFL maths and English as and Russian, of course, exam. If you are good at it, it would be a good way for you to continue studying subjects you are good at, because your previous experience will really help you. I'm saying it for sure. And if speaking about high school of economics, I don't know about it, but speaking about program business informatics, or business, maybe business informatics. Yeah, I know that it is not combined. I know that it does combine economic and programming, but also you can enter this program, you can study this program if you pass math, Russian exam, and IT, physics, or physics or English, and you can study this program in KFU. But it's just an information, and it's just information for you, and I don't want to change your mind. Just you should know about it, and I'm convinced that continuing studying your subjects you're good at is a really good idea, especially if universities give you an opportunity to enter the program you like, passing this program after passing these subjects. Do you understand me?
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
And and did you see what subjects are required in high school of economics? Did you see it?
Yeah, high
And
school
how long
economics.
time ago?
What's that?
How long time ago?
I don't understand the question.
How long time ago did you see it?
Okay, I see it's maybe a month ago. Not
Okay.
really. Okay.
It's not
really
a long ago.
Yeah. But in the high school of economics, there are many students who applied with they are winners of Russian Olympics, Russian, I don't know how to say it, but
I understand.
Okay, and some one moment.
Some of them have 100% chances to join it, yeah?
Yeah. And it's really hard to study, I think, in the high school of economics.
It's just a variant for you, yeah?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
But what another universities do you consider?
I think Moscow State and maybe Russian Economics University. REL, yeah, Russian Economics University, and maybe Russian Academic of 1 second. National I don't know how to say it. Ran Hicks. Maybe you have heard about it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know that there are many sports sections sport sections, yeah, for different sportmen.
Yeah. And I don't sure about the universities because I have a year and I will think about it more.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that you have high chances if you are acquainted about it.
You know, we are about to finish in 1 minute, and I will not have time tonight to have more class. So for the next time, please get prepared with the big question and also prepare a picture for this big question. You know, it's much better when you have a picture of what you want to ask. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, I have no idea when the class will be over.